Next up, Raven, Klein, Vandal. This thing I'm very intrigued by. I love the way that the flight of it, the stability, the deep bass from that Honda Civic. Get it! Get it! Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have not much time. It's evening, but it's a beautiful evening. So I came out to Jones East to play a round on the GBO layout and see if I can beat my round at GBO throwing only this year's Tour Series discs. At GBO, the conditions were a little worse than they are today. Quite a bit worse, actually. Everything was wet. It was an early morning round as opposed to an evening round, if that matters. A little bit more wind, so these conditions are prime. So I expect to be somewhat close. I did not play the par fours worth a crap during GBO for whatever reason, so I'm hoping to change that today. We shall see. But let's talk about the molds that I'm going to be throwing today. First up, we got the Ty Love Justice. We've got the Evan Smith Getaway. We got the Parker Welk Truth. We've got the Zach Melton Maverick. We've got the Raven Klein Vandal. And two more, Macie Velediaz Trespass, and of course the Robert Burridge Felon. All of these discs are in our gold metal flake plastic, lucid plastic. They're not super stiff like they have been in years past. It's got a softer, kind of gummier feel to them, and they have a whole bunch of these gold metal specks, flakes in the plastic. They look pretty sharp in person. I do like how they came out. I like how they feel. We went very uniform on all the stamps by just putting the player's last name across the front with the name of the disc in the bottom. Just wanted to simplify it this year a little bit instead of get a little crazy. Trying something different. You never know. Never know until we try, right? So I'm going to be using my normal putter for putting, but I'm going to try to use all of these discs. Try to use as many of them as I can. The Ty Love Justice, I'm not sure how many times it's going to fly off the tee. Probably on the island hole for sure. And then on some of those par fours approaches. But you never know. We'll see how we feel throughout this video. Let's get right into Jones East. Yeah, so hole one is 14. It's a very tough starting hole, 660 par 4. It's a really tough hole to start your event on because you got to hit this kind of daunting gap. And you want to be well past these first couple of trees on this hole. So as this being hole one, it makes it really kind of difficult. I'm going to go with the Evan Smith Getaway to start today. Wow, that is ironically identical to my GBO tee shot. It's actually a little bit better, not by much. Tells you how bad of a shot I did have. Yeah, from here, just trying to play for par. Let's go Trespass, Macie Velediaz. We got a little bit of a headwind. I'm just gonna try to blast something long and straight if I can. Whoops. Okay. 0 for 2 so far, but it's gonna get better. Oh, Macie. Almost threw that in with Macie. Probably not the disc I would typically throw, but it was there, so I threw it. Par. Hole 2, 327 downhill. Par to GBO as well, so I got to birdie this one to stay on pace. Now I did play the par fours terribly, but hopefully that's a different story today. We're going Parker Welk Truth. Hyzer flip to flat, straight flying dream. Okay, one down. Hole 3, 397 Billy Engel hole. Didn't really give the Getaway much love on hole 1, so let's see how it flies on a more open hole where I'm not trying to just hit a gap. 397 down, slightly downhill. Overwater, you know the hole. Yep, that flies just like a getaway. It's about a circle's edge putt. We'll take it. All right, just outside circle probably. Yeah. That did not happen during GBO, I'll tell you that much. Hole 4, 323. It is the Stingers Up ESU hole. A little bit of a left to right, kind of slight head. I'm going to take the Parker Welk Truth again, because I don't think any other discs I would throw on this, but a mid in these conditions. So that's what you're getting on this hole. Yep, a little more wind out there than I thought, but okay, that is long. During GBO, I splashed out for an ace here and landed on the inner part of the island. Not today. Parker, your truth goes far. About the same putt I had on the last hole. Only a little scarier. Nothing scary today. Is that how it works? When it doesn't matter, you can shred. I don't remember the last time I got a turkey on those 3 holes, but here we are on hole number 5. That's going to happen a lot today. Hole number 5, 648. Long. We're playing OB left, OB right. Just going to try to throw something down the middle. Haven't thrown this Melton Maverick yet, so let's give her a rip. Ooh, she's a little flippy. It's in the middle. I can probably go over the top from there. I did not do Melton any justice there. Wow. Okay. Robert Burridge, Felon. Basket's pretty much straight through. I'm going to try to go up and over. This is going to be impossible for you to see, so you just have to trust my judgment here. Get left. Yeah, there she go. There's the Felon. Okay, heard late wood. There's a tree by the pin, so that could be good. Could be good. We'll see. Tree, disc, basket. Hole 6. That's a dream start right there. Goodness. 412 up to the left. This is a very hard birdie, especially with where the OB is. Pretty much playing this for par most of the time if the OB is that tight, or just trying to put something out there and give myself like a 60-footer. And if I'm feeling it, I run it, and if not, I don't. So Macie Velediaz Trespass is probably my best option right now. Went a little wider than I wanted, but it's up on the hill. That's an easy par, which I'm always happy with. It's all right. Pars are good. Probably should have thrown Macie at it. Hole 7, 342 right there. Would 100% throw that truth again, but I want to give some love to these other discs. Let's go Raven Klein Vandal. Glides for days. Don't do it. It didn't do it. It stayed safe. All right, that's a look. That's a putt. Gosh, guys, sometimes this game is easy. It's always when it doesn't matter. Pretty sure I'm beating my GBO score by 3 after 6, 7, however many holes. All right, this is gonna be a horrible hole to film because the sun is right there. There's a hill. It's kind of blind, so you're gonna look weird for this hole. Okay, cool. We are on hole number 9 or 8. 8. Hole 8. I'll get it, maybe. We'll see. 300 feet uphill. We're going Burridge, Felon. Hyzering. No skipping. Pin high. Putt. Burridge birdie. Felon doing felon things. Hole 9, usually hole 4 is 701 feet. Par 4. You want to get down to the left. This green tree in the middle, you kind of want to throw something either at it or just around it. I prefer to go at it and come just in front of it and try to land somewhere in front of that short tee pad to give yourself a easy view into this green. Now, finishing left is even better for a right-handed player because you got a hyzer approach. So, Evan Smith, let's do this getaway thing. Okay, that thing is stable. But, should be fine. Not quite as far as I wanted to go, but should be able to see the green from there. Or at least the hyzer line, we'll see. Alright, decent shot. Not my favorite spot to be, but let's go getaway again. Just trying to throw something flat through that tunnel, maybe a slight hyzer, and get that fade at the end, somewhere around that hillside. Get off it. Oh, okay, that's a cross. Not great, but safe. Par 4 again. Par 4's killed me at GBO, and they're killing me again. Let's get the first look at the Ty Love Justice. Yeah, that's a Justice. Okay, island hole, hole 10. Right there she is. You know the hole. You've seen me throw this hundreds of times. Let's go Ty Love Justice. That feels short because it is, just like GBO, missed the island. I've had a lot of people ask me what's going on with all the trees that were cut. Well, here's why. The city put in this sidewalk that goes all the way from Lincoln to Prairie. So, yeah. Put in a bigger culvert. Got rid of all these trees over here, which kind of saddens me because it was such a nice little gap that you had to hit off the tee. But still an island hole, so it's still not like super easy by any means. Obviously, I just missed it twice. But yeah, new sidewalk, much needed. This road is pretty dangerous for pedestrians, so. All right, let's try to save par. So much easier when it doesn't matter. Gosh, why can't I implement this into that? Why can't anybody? It's all mental. Y'all have the capabilities to do it. Why can't you just do it? It's what separates the greats, I guess. Believe in yourself. All right, hole number 11, 336. Right over there. Basically throwing right at the sun. So, I'm sorry. We're gonna go Evan Smith Getaway. Gonna try to throw it at this bigger tree on the right and let it hyzer. I know you can't see, all you can see is a sun, so sorry. This time of day is pretty terrible for shooting, but it's beautiful. Coming in a little early. Got the tree, that's probably 40-ish. All right, left a long one here, about 40-ish. Little low. Party. Got this one at GBO, so there's a stroke back. But I got some par 4s coming up here and a couple holes that I missed all of last time, so. On to 12. Hole 12, 348, par 3. We chose to play the short tee during GBO because the long tee is kind of a tweener par 4, honestly. This 2 par, relative to par, this one's a little harder, so. Straight uphill between the trees, we're gonna go Melton Maverick. Split them. Okay. Okay, that's a putt. This is a tricky one here. Ugh. Gosh, that's so good. So good, it's frustrating. I walked all the way over to the short tee, forgot we played long. So 13, 546 par 4. A lot of times on a day like this, I would go big turnover, flexing and hyzer shot, just try to get out there somewhere. It's a perfect win for it today, but I'm kind of feeling this smart little safe hyzer shot, so. Macie Velediaz, Trespass. Hit that gap. Yeah, girl. Macie Velediaz, Trespass, hits gaps. This is one of the better shots I've had in this in a long time. This is definitely not a Justice approach, but I want to show Ty Love some love. Oh yeah. Hard and flat. Justice is a Justice. She's beefy. All right, hole 14, 375. It's right behind that cedar you can see out there. A lot of players will throw short into that tree. That's definitely it's a par typically if you land in that cedar because of how low it hangs to the ground. There are occasionally some gaps that you can hit if you're lucky, but the play is outright. Just miss right, try and get pin high, give yourself a putt. Did not get this one at GBO, so let's see if I can make that up here. We're going Getaway. Evan Smith, Getaway. Ooh. Ooh. I did say play it out to the right. I played it out way right. All right, the real reason I shanked this is so I can show you this sick Ty Love Justice forehand approach shot. Keep telling yourself that. Justice doing Justice things. Only a few holes to go. Hole 15, 327, up the hill. Kind of a slant from right to left. You got OB left, you got OB right, but that really shouldn't come into play unless you get it up a little too high. You got to clear this patch of tall grass. Love going fairway driver here. Usually throw my Fusion X Vandals. So let's see how it holds up to the Raven Klein Vandal. A little less stable, which is not a bad thing. Held over, I mean, that's a putt. I'll take it. Left this a little shorter than I wanted, obviously. About 40-ish. A little low. It's amazing how you can tell right out the hand. Nope, that ain't going in. Okay, hole 16, we're playing to the short pin. OB all around this basket. It is 305, and I'm between two discs. And now that I realize it is 305, I can't get a Justice there. There's just no way. No way. But let's try it anyway. Ty Love Justice. I threw that thing so hard and flat. That actually might be a long look. Ty Love Justice got plenty of D on that. Blaze. Good birdie. Great birdie. Better view. Hole 17 is 499. We play to the short pin here, which is the one on top of the island, which I personally think it plays a little harder than the long pin, because the long pin you could just dump something onto the backside of the green and have a look. This one you gotta like control the speed coming into the green, because that OB is so close to the front of that basket and it's kind of a drop off behind it. So a lot of times you play safe long into the trees and have a 40-foot uphill with OB directly behind it. So I think this hole plays harder, which is why we played it in the short. We're going Macie, Velediaz, Trespass. Basically you want to split the flagpole, cedar tree, something moving flat that's just gonna dump. Flat, where's the dump? Where's the dump? There's the dump. Disc is good. Trespass. Good pick, Macie. Going Ty Love Justice forehand. That is terrible, but safe. Sorry, Ty. Not doing your Justice much love, or justice for that matter. It's not a shot that's really in my bag, the Justice, unless it's super windy, which you saw the flag. Not windy today, but it's a great disc. Flies just like a Justice. And you get to support a good dude, so support Ty Love. Maybe I am good at throwing the Justice and should put it in the bag, because that forehand was pretty close. Last hole. All right, since it is the last hole, I am gonna throw all of the discs, but I'm gonna keep the first one, put out from the first one, the Zach Melton Maverick. 380 feet downhill over all this tall grass. You know the hole. We're gonna start out with the Maverick. Little flippy, Eric. Ooh, that barely got over. That wasn't great. Should have gone Raven Klein Vandal, I guess. Okay. Parker Welk Truth? Yeah, this is definitely the one I should have gone with. Sneaky good. Straight. Point and shoot. Macie Trespass. Oops, I turned that one. Not sure where it went. Getaway. Yeah. Dixon Jowers, you're gonna love that getaway. The last two, most overstables, we got Burridge, Felon first. Forced way over. CTP. Now Ty Love Justice. If I get over the tall grass, I'd be happy. Hey, I'm happy. All good, all great. Wasn't my best drive, but let's end with a bang. Or not. Well, after that par, I believe that puts me at 10 down for the round, which is 4 strokes better than I shot at GBO with my entire bag. Conditions were a little different. They were wet A little windier, I would say. Today was absolutely perfect, and there was absolutely nothing on the line. So, whatever. Let's talk about these Frisbees, though. We'll just go in whatever order they're in here, and I'll talk about each one, how it flew for me, and how it compares to maybe other similar molds in our lineup. Parker Welk Truth up first. Love it. Think it flies exactly like a normal Lucid Truth does. That hyzer flip that just flies dead straight. Now, keep in mind, this is the regular Truth and not the EMAC Truth. So it's not going to have that hard-hitting fade at the end, but it's going to fly point and shoot nice and straight. Macie Velediaz Trespass. This disc is amazing. I love the Trespass. I've always liked the Trespass. It's always been a staple in my bag. And this one will probably be no different than any other Trespass that we've really released, minus the Lucid X. I think in comparison to anything, probably a run of Lucids that have a little slight dome to them, maybe even the Moonshine ones. It's got pretty good stability. If you crank on it, put it with a lot of power on it, it does flip over a little bit. So keep that in mind if you have a bigger arm, more power on your shots. Robert Burridge Felon. This thing's a Felon. I mean, pretty much every Felon I've ever thrown has done the same thing. Great for forehands, backhands, whatever you want to use it for. Good disc. The Raven Klein Vandal. This thing I'm very excited about. It has a nice hyzer flip, flies pretty straight. If you got a lot of power on it, will turn over. I'm very intrigued with this one. I'm really hoping it's going to fill that roller spot in my bag. So this one probably will be in the bag. Ty Love Justice. Justice. It does Justice things. It's overstable, just like a Justice is supposed to be. You know how a Justice flies. You need to pick one up because you can't hurt to have one in the wind. Next, Maverick Melton Maverick. That's the one I'm looking for. Melton Maverick. This thing I felt like was maybe a touch less stable than your normal Mavericks that you can get off the shelf. At least quite a bit more than the X versions, the Fusion X or the Lucid X, which I personally don't think is a bad deal. It's great. Point and shoot. 80% power for me. I think I really liked how this thing flew. It did give me a birdie out there, so support Melton. Last and certainly not least is the Evan Smith Getaway. Probably out of all the discs, this one is the one that I'm most interested in learning more about and throwing it a lot more. It has great stability, sneaky distance for that, whatever speed it is. 9. Didn't know that. So I played with Dixon, 2 of the 3 rounds of GBO, and he was throwing a Getaway all over the course. So I'm intrigued by this one as well. You guys can pick all of these discs up on May 22nd at dynamicdiscs.com or your favorite retailer. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.